everybody? It's your man, D-CEE, and you're tuned in to the Hot Spot with D-CEE. Today is November 3rd, voting day, your last day to vote. So if you haven't figured it out now, I guess you won't. It's either choose this man or choose that man. There's no in-betweens. Most of us know that he has to go. Obviously, he has to go. But some of us still don't get it, unfortunately. Now, yesterday, somebody that I know of, my friend's girl or his wife, she posted, she lives in Foxborough. That is a part of Massachusetts where she's seen Trump protesters swearing, saying a lot of racist comments, saying fuck Black Lives Matter. And I was just telling her to basically be careful. She expressed her feelings about Trump, how she felt about him, which a lot of us do. How many people remember a few years back when YG and Nipsey Hussle, R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle, put out a song expressing how they feel about Trump, called Fuck Donald Trump. They comment on his comment about the Mexicans. They let people know that this is not an issue with white people. This is an issue with Trump and his supporters. Because some of his supporters are black, are mixed. You kind of got to question, what is he telling them? Because I'm not getting it, and I know a lot of you are not getting it. Protesters are not terrorists, no matter what this guy tries to feed you. But the Ku Klux Klan are terrorists. The police behaving in the manner that they're behaving in makes them terrorists, makes them a gang. I urge everybody to go to those polls and vote if you haven't already. I already put my early vote in, as I told you. And people that don't think that voting's going to make a difference don't believe the lies. That's all I got to tell you. It is time for the new America to stand up. And to stand up to racism, bigotry, and vote to get Trump out of the White House and his administration. They all must go. Because he promotes hate and they defend it. Therefore, they're just as bad as he is. Michael Pence is no better than Trump. Still waiting for that wall to be built. You thought that you felt that the Mexicans should pay for it. This is a message to the hip hop artists, the actors, the athletes, preachers, police, citizens. We all must take a stand for equal rights, better jobs, better schools, better education, places for the homeless, mental health, health care, affordable insurance, better homes, affordable homes. The time is right now for New America to make a change, because America was never great, but it can be if all Americans are treated equally, treated fairly. We got to start all over again from scratch, because it can't be better if the Native Americans were raped and killed. Can't be better if the black man was raped and killed, brought here as slaves. How can America be great again? It never was great. It has potential to be great. But we have to start all over again. And one way to start all over again is to get somebody out of the White House like Trump, which is a dictator very similar to Hitler. When people made that comment before, I said, wow, that's a strong, strong statement. That's a strong comment to make. But now I see what they're talking about. And they already said that he will be the first dictator in history. Now, we had J. Edgar Hoover in the White House, which was a straight racist and wanted the destruction of us, obviously. This man teaches hate. And for all the rappers, all the athletes, you have this platform. So this is not a criticize, not yet anyways. This is not a criticism. This is a thank you to the rappers and the actors that are involved. And I'm not going to remember everyone's name. Not going to remember everyone's name. So I like to just thank all of you that are involved. I like to thank all the activists that's involved. I like to thank the athletes that are involved. You make a difference. And this is why we have to fight along with you and fight this good fight. Fight for justice, freedom, and equality for all. Better jobs for all. Better housing for all. See that no one is homeless on the street. That is not just the governor's responsibility or the mayor's responsibility. It is also everyone else that's in the office big or small, because it all plays a big part in this world that we live in. So I like to speak to everyone across the world, not just in the United States, across the country. I have no idea what y'all are going through over there. I know that some people are dealing with police brutality as well, whether it's from your own people, whether it's from a group of other people. That has to change. And it is time for a new America. And we also need to, anybody that's into sports, need to boycott the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, because you have rights as athletes as well. You don't have to settle for the okie doke. But it is time. It is time, America. For us to make a change. We have to plan. We have to organize. We have to do whatever it takes. And I know that my son is still very upset with Lil Wayne about him going to the White House and the things that he said in the past, where his daughter had to defend him and she got offended because people came at him because he is so out of touch with the world that it's not even funny. When he's asked these questions, why don't you just say, I don't get into politics? Because every time you open your mouth, we see how ignorant you are. We love your music, some of us. I don't like all your music, but we appreciate you as an artist. But now, that's not enough. A lot of people that look up to you. See, if you're going to compare yourself to Tupac, those are big shoes to fill. He was an activist. R.I.P. to his mother, Afeni Shakur, and to all the other soldiers, freedom fighters that tried to fight for the rights for us that are no longer here. Shout out to the ones that are here, fighting that good fight for us, because it's still necessary. It's sad, but it's something we have to do in the year 2020, where everything is crazy with this COVID-19, the pandemic, the police brutality, the shutdown, the lockdown, all that. During all of that, I still worked. I still had to work. Still had to take my ass to work to get this money for myself and do what I had to do. But today is the day for all you people that did not go out and vote early to go vote now. Because your life does depend on it. Our life depends on it. So if you fuck this up, you fuck this up for everybody. So get off your ass and go vote. You don't have to like neither one of them. But you know that it's time for Trump to go. You see what he does. You seen what Joe Biden does as a vice president. You didn't see what he does as a president. Think about it. Who caused damage to the United States? Did Obama administration cause that damage, or did Trump? We're in the middle of a pandemic. This started, he knew about this COVID. He knew about the coronavirus. He knew about it, but he didn't tell us until later. Does that sound like someone that cares about you? And then look how he acted when he was believed to have this, he was telling us basically we don't need to wear the mask. Basically, this is what he was basically saying. To be strong, his administration, he and Michael Pence, refuse to wear the mask. And during all of this, his supporters, when they seen the Biden truck van go by, they started swearing, cussing, saying all kind of foul shit. And then when they asked the president about it, of course he defended it and he made excuses for it. And he was delusional about it, as he is about most things that you ask him and discuss. He doesn't live in the real world. We're talking about the guy from The Apprentice. We're talking about the guy that a lot of hip-hop artists, yes, looked up to at the time because he was a so-called millionaire taking his father's money that his father left behind for him. So nobody took it serious that he would be president. So he made a comment and said, nobody said I was racist until I became the president. You know why? Because a lot of people show their true colors. A lot of people show their true colors. And that's what it is. He showed his true colors. So here we are, November 3rd. I already seen people going to the polls now. The people that's going, actually not late, they're going on time and schedule. The line is pretty long. Do not be discouraged. I was in a long line with my mother and my sisters as we conversated with other people that were there with our mask on. So you're going to go through this procedure. All the people that mailed this stuff out and want to know if it actually went, as we were talking at my job, it's going to be a long process. This is a different type of situation because of what's going on. So it may take longer than it has before. So everybody needs to be patient and don't rush the process because we want to make sure that everything is right. We want to make sure that all the people's votes get through. We don't want this guy to become president again. So let's not rush this process. And if they even think about rigging this election, I think that we all should march all the way down to the White House, fill out a petition. There's something that we can do to stop this so that he does not steal the presidency like he did on the first term, because that shouldn't have went down the way it did if they knew that Russia was tampering with our votes. There's no way that he should have been elected when Hillary won the popular votes. But we allowed it. Not we, meaning me and you, but they allowed him to be the president, knowing there might be a possibility that, no, it's not a possibility, it's what happened. Russia tampered with our votes. So it should have been a recount. It should have been, they should have just did it over again. Everybody send their things in again, or they just relook everything and not start from scratch, because that would be frustrating. but do it where you can just read, like redo it, but don't redo it. Just go back and see the right way. Because that man should have never been in the White House. Period. He ain't gonna say it, but he's a little nervous that he might lose. But me, you just have to wait and see. But I want everybody to be safe out there. Do not fall victim of the negativity. Do not let anybody discourage you. And if anybody says anything negative to you, says any racist things to you, I don't even know what to tell you to do. Because a lot of us don't trust cops. And that's a bad thing. Here in Boston, it's like so-so, you know? Because, you know, they're trying to make things a little better with the police department here on how they deal with people, and it's a lot better than other cities. So we need to keep that up because the mayor and the governor on top of that here, they do not, Marty Walsh and Charlie Baker do not stand for any of that foolishness. We have a black chief of the police department. We have, unfortunately, in some cities in Boston, there still are racist cops if you end up in certain areas. But for the most part, we still got a lot of things we got to work on. But as I said, it's not as bad as other cities and states where you have all these deaths, all these murders going on. And yes, I got to do my research more because I want to come back and talk about the death of this young man that was killed. And everything was handled wrong with that because he had bipolar. So the question comes up about defunding cops again. Surprised, but not surprised. But again, I'm not going to stay on much longer because I don't want this to cut off. I wish everyone a blessed day. And I just hope everyone went out there and vote. I talked to my friend Russell. Just think about your son. Think about your son. Think about your family. It will affect you one way or another. But if you don't go out there and do anything, I can no longer listen to you complain about the president. This guy that's in the White House, I should say, because he ain't my president. People were telling me again to give him a chance. No, he must go. You must get your ass out there and vote. Every last one of you. Because your life depends on it. I keep saying that. A lot of us keep saying that because it's true. This is very serious. Every 4 years, it's going to get serious. And whoever's in there, we got to hold their ass accountable. But I pray to God that it's not Trump again. But that can only happen with you, me, us, the new America. I say make a new America because the old America was full of hate. The old America was full of bigotry. The old America was full of racism, discrimination, injustice. I can go on. So no, don't make America great again. Make America new, where everyone is treated equal. where everyone has the same opportunity as the next man and woman and children. When we are judged not by our looks, what color we are, but what we bring to the table. Black people need to start their own business. Everybody needs to have a business, a plan. But together we stand, divided we fall. Black, white, we are all children of God. We are all children of God. It makes no sense for us to kill each other because of the color of our skin. It makes no sense to hate someone that you don't even know. I urge everyone to go out there and vote. That's all I can say. This is the last day. Peace. I'm out. This is D-CEE. You're tuning into the hotspot with D-CEE. That's out. I'm out. I'm sorry. That's out. I'm out. And do what you know is right. Go out there and vote. You want to make a difference. You're not a preacher. You're not an athlete. You're not a civil rights leader. You're not an activist. You don't know how to speak. That's how you speak without speaking. Your actions are speaking. Remember that. I'm out, y'all. Peace.